to my channel. I am Ava, known as Trulywicked Crafts on Etsy, Tumblr, Instagram, and I have a Facebook page for Trulywicked Crafts. I am known as Trulywicked of Y on Twitter, just plain Trulywicked on Ravelry if you want to see like any crochet or whatever that I've done or might be doing. And that's about it of where you can find me online. I think I covered it all. So, returning viewers, I'd like to say thank you for coming back for more of the madness. And anybody new coming to check out the Looney Bin, thank you for popping in and coming to check it out. Welcome. So, it has been a few months since I last recorded. Various reasons, various things happened. Some directly to me, some not directly to me. Just a bunch of madness, as life is. Real quick, since it has been a couple months, I just want to give anybody who is new a warning. You should probably go watch my very first Flosstube for just a little bit of a heads up of who I am. But real quick, sometimes I do cuss. I try not to because there is always the possibility of a child watching this. I really hope not, but there's always a possibility. So I try to keep my cussing down to a bare minimum. But if I do cuss, I don't apologize for it. I don't apologize for, say, taking a drink. Because I'm sitting here talking for bare minimum of 20 minutes straight, and throat gets dry, people. Throat gets dry. So I'm not going to apologize for that. I don't apologize for anything on my channel. So, and there are other things that I explain that I do that I will not be apologizing for. So, seriously, go check out the first episode of Flosstube if you have not yet seen it. And you will be fairly warned. So, as for actual direct to me happenings, been getting the yard done. I still hate it. I still hate the yard. If it was illegal, I'd just cover it in pavers, and if I wanted anything green, I'd just put pots on top of the pavers and have a container garden. I hate yard work. I loathe it. But do what you do. I would like to find the very first person who thought, oh, hey, nice, your green lawn. Everybody should have one, and kick them up the rear end. Very hard. So that tends to kind of knock me off my stride a little. I only do the yard every 2 weeks, so I don't do that. Even though it's Florida, I do not do this craft weekly. I will deal with cutting through a jungle every 2 weeks. But fortunately, the jungle is slowing down in its growth because it is finally, the temperatures are finally going down from 90s to mid-80s. Finally. We're still hitting the high 90s here and there, but it's cooling down. It makes me so happy. Which is also part of the reason why I'm starting to perk up again, I think. Something else that happened is that I developed a skin infection. Call it what it is. It was a boil. And that's actually what I think really dropped me out for so long. Because I do not handle being that ill well. Because it's not just that you have this big painful thing on you that's, draining. It's also that because it is an infection and your body's fighting it, you have a fever. You're tired. You feel like doing nothing. And I literally could not get out of bed for a week. Unless it was to go into the shower and hose off. So, there's that. You'll note the shadows are kind of hard today. That's because it's the middle of the night. It's, I think, 10 o'clock that I am doing this. And I am in my mother's room because she has amazing light bulbs. And I just like all the lighting in my mother's room best. Go figure, you know? I'd record in my room because my room actually gets the same kind of light, but we have gnarly brown paneling that has not yet been painted in my room. So, the walls are prettier in here. And you will note the line of white behind me. That's my mom's work jackets. She hangs them up to dry, and that's where she leaves them. But, oh right. So, yeah, having the infection knocked me down, and I was pretty for a while. And it took me a long time to claw myself back up to where I consider my normal. But I am finally back at my normal. I'm stitching, I'm crafting, I'm doing things. I'm happy about it. So, here I am. There are things that have happened in the stitchy community that I want to talk about them, but I'm not going to. Because, number one, the amazing and incomparable McKenna of Stitching in Sequins has already spoken of them. Far more eloquently than I ever could. And number two, I do not have the beach ball size lady nuts that McKenna has. I don't. I really don't like to, I won't say I won't like to dwell, but I try to keep my personal energy, like what's in me, as close to positive as I can. I mean, when I rant on here, it's usually something that has happened, like, within the last 3 days. Is something that I'm usually ranting about, if I'm ranting on here. Like the seagulls at Mortar. Oh, I ran into him again. Yeah. And he actually remembered me. And he ran the other way. So. Oh. Yeah, that explains that. You might hear me, like, now and then. It's October. Temperatures are finally dipping into the 80s. People are starting to use their fireplaces here. Yeah. Floridians, gotta love them. But yeah, I try not to. After I went off on that tangent, back to my previous subject. I'm not going to discuss what's happening. I will link to McKenna's video, because if I start talking about it, I'll start really dwelling on it, and it will actually knock my regained emotional equilibrium out of whack again, and I don't want to do that. I just want to let go of the bad energy, because I do believe in energy and all of that, and move on. Just move it along. Give it back out to the universe. The universe can deal with it however it wants. Recycle it, you know, spin it through a laundry, a mystical laundry service so that it comes out nice and clean. I don't know. I don't know how the energy, I don't know how the universe handles the bad energy, but, and of course I do live in the U.S., so you know a lot of stuff is happening there that I am not going to discuss, because I'd be here for about 7 hours. The elephant in the room, I whacked my hair off. I think part of it was the emotional slump I was in. And the other part was absolutely 100% the heat. I mean, I had long hair, like when it was down, it went like down to here. And since my hair is kind of wavy, curly, like on that border between wavy and curly, the actual length of it when it's wet and not, you know, scrunched up because of the curl to it, goes like down to my waist. Or went down to my waist. Not anymore, as you can see. So that's a lot of hair. And I usually keep it up, especially if I'm working on the yard. That's a lot of hair for heat to try to travel through, because heat's supposed to escape out the top of your head. Heat was not escaping out the top of my head when I was doing the yard work. So, and also even when I was sleeping, the heat was just so bad that it was just, okay, I've had enough of this. I grabbed a pair of scissors and just, yeah, I whacked at it myself. It didn't turn out too bad for that. I am pretty much brushing it all over to one side, by the way, in case you're wondering. I did not actually cut up there. That's why you've got this rogue strand that keeps popping down. But yeah, I like how it turned out. Fortunately, didn't want to have to go to the salon. So that's a happening. That's about the only other happening that's in my particular area of life at the moment. Aside from stuff that's, you know, been happening before. So, shall we get on to the stitchy stuff? Yes, we shall get on to the stitchy stuff. We have a couple of stitching-related foes, and I call them stitching-related foes because there's no stitching on them yet. But they are pretty much finished objects. I played in my dye pot. Navy is my nemesis, I tell you. I tell you what. I'm trying to get, like, this stormy gray with maybe just a tiny, tiny hint of a dull blue. That's what I am attempting to get when I dye these fabrics. But somehow I always use too much navy. And it's gorgeous. The result is gorgeous. But it's not what I'm looking for. So I will eventually figure out something to do with the fabrics. Whether that is, you know, giving them to someone who goes, ooh, gotta have it, or using them for a project. I will figure something out. But first one is this one. And you can tell it's just a little bit different on one side than the other because the dye didn't sink in fully through to this side in some spots. Now, when I say I want a stormy gray color with the occasional like little wisps of dark blue, let me fold this so that it shows just that spot. That particular effect right there is exactly what I'm looking for throughout the whole piece. So far, haven't gotten it. If I get disposable income again anytime soon, I may try one more. I may get a bunch of fabrics and try one more time. Excuse me. But if I fail on that one, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and buy the recommended fabric for the pattern that I am trying to dye the piece for. It's called Bringing Home the Tree by Sue Hillis. And so far, no luck. Like I said, I may wind up biting the bullet and buying the Picture This Plus fabric. Okay, and the other one was this one. Oh yeah. Nice and dark and mottled and just, dude. I don't know yet what's going to happen with this. I have a suspicion that I may use it for a just cross-stitch Halloween piece, but I'm not sure. But that's it for the faux. I have no FFOs. Or, that is not it for the faux. That's it for the stitchy related but not stitched faux. My brain, I tell you. I have 2 actual stitchy faux. No FFOs, unfortunately, but two faux that have been stitched. First one is this Sign of the Cat from Just Cross Stitch Magazine's Halloween edition, 2018. And it is stitched on Weeks Dye Works linen in linen, 32 count. The Floss Nothing Fancy JP & Coats bulk pack. And there are beads on it, as you can see there. And I used, from my bead stash, I used Miyuki Delica's size 11s in gunmetal, since I wanted like a little extra of a sparkle there. Little bit of a sort of grayish tint to them, rather than just the straight black. And then we also have Witchy Jack. Also used the JP & Coats bulk pack. And the beads that make up the Speedy Whiter are also Miyuki Delica. Do not ask me to remember the name of them. One of them is obviously just straight black, and the other is Silver Lime Dark Red, I think? I don't know. But it's stitched on Carolina linen, which is my absolute favorite 14 count Aida. I really wish that Charles Craft made it in other counts, but the only other Carolina linen that I have found from Charles Craft is a 28 count even weave, so. Oh, I'll even show you the back of Witchy Jack, because it's not too much of a disaster. And I'll show you the back of the Sign of the Cat. Again, not too terribly much of a disaster. And the reason it's not too terribly much of a disaster is because that all around, I stitched that one at each square individually. So, turned out pretty okay. And those are my faux. That's it on the faux. On to the whips, shall we? I haven't worked on this in the last month, actually, because I was focused on something else. But I started this as an experiment because I'd never stitched with silk before. Don't ask me to recall what the name of this particular silk is, because I don't remember. But I wanted to experiment both with silks that I had, because I just wanted to see what stitching with silk was like, and I wanted to experiment with the, if I remember the number correctly, the 50 count hemp fabric that I got from Jackson Fiber Arts. Not Fiber Arts, Jackson Fabric Arts. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be moving Mom's jackets. That's seriously screwing with the light. But I started stitching Samhain. I think I'm using, that pronunciation comes from the multitude of Nora Roberts witch books that I have listened to in audiobooks over the years, because that's how they say it. I'm maybe pronouncing it incorrectly. I don't know. But this is the Primitive Hares Samhain from her free series. Links to patterns and everything, as always, will be in the description bar below. Description box bar, whatever. And so I wanted to experiment 1/1 stitching on silk. And here's what we got so far. We got half a pumpkin. Not bad. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it when I'm done, but not bad. And it's teeny. It is teeny tiny. Next whip. This was actually the thing that really got me pumping again in terms of my mood. I want to make every one of these. I've already FO'd one, the Celestial Sleigh, for myself, and I'm making all the others for my brother and his family. You know, him, his wife, his mother-in-law, and his kids. And these are the Mill Hill sleigh ornaments, and this is the evergreen sleigh, and just, I love it. It's so pretty. I love the reds. I don't know if you can tell, I've gotten all the white, just the white without the beads stitching done. Don't know how easily you can tell on the particular fabric, especially with this lighting, but Scotty Dog's head is up here. But yeah, loving that. And that is what pretty much prompted me to really get back into the swing of things. And I got an entire other, got back to this, the Beetlejuice piece, which Witchy Stitcher now has a Beetlejuice, though I know I should be wary till I venture someplace scary. Pattern out now, and I'm like, where was this when I needed it? Because I really could have used it, because the frame, oh my god, the frame is perfect. Dang it. So I will link to Witchy Stitcher, obviously. She does awesome patterns, amazing designs. But yeah, got back to work on this, and I think it was this one that it was this particular part of the lace edging that I completely finished. I do not know yet for sure or not, but I may, when I'm done with that final part of the frame, I may like add some like little green beetles skittering inst among lords. I'm not sure. But I've been working on that one too. And this one, oh, I fail, people. The Sal, that, I'm gonna say I'm still running it, even though, like, I started on July 13th, the Witchy Shadow Sal. I got, like, not even a full 10 by 10 square done, and then I hit my slump. So I fail. I suck. But I'm going to change things around a little, because originally it was, you know, supposed to be from July 13th to October 31st. I'm going to turn this into an ongoing sal because it's huge. And with all the other stuff I am doing, it's going to take me a while. So, this is going to become an ongoing Sal. But that's what I got done on Midnight Brew for the Witchy Shadows Sal. And boy, am I red. Woo! Yeah. But, yeah, not even a 10 by 10 square done. The fabric, which is way too pale. Let me just... There we go. That's more accurate. The fabric is also by Jackson Fabric Arts. I love these people. I love their fabric. They're amazing. And it is 30 count. It is their hemp. It's 100% hemp fabric. And they call it a linen weave. And it's just like a linen. Has like the slubs and whatnot. But it's gorgeous. I love it. I love the color. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Is that it on the whips? That's it on the whips. That's all the whips. Now, I'm only going to show you... The brownies did come to visit. As always. Shop brownies in this case. Just shop brownies. And they came to visit, and they brought me this, which I had originally seen Amy Teville stitching, and went, oh my god, I gotta have it. And just, it's gorgeous. The Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. And just, if I don't start stitching it this year, I will stitch it for Halloween next year. Another one that I do not have with me, but I will insert a picture of, is the newest pattern by Autumn Lane Stitchery, which I will insert right here. Is that not gorgeous? I couldn't say no. I just could not say no to it. I had to have it. In case you're wondering, this says Resting Witch Face. We'll say this is also a shop brownie because, you know, went into Mordor, saw it, had to have it. Next up on my docket, shout-outs. I have not seen anybody new yet. Because during my slump, I wasn't even watching Flosstube. That's how bad it was. I'm currently catching up on everybody. I have caught up on Stitcherista. I am in the middle of catching up on Pam and stuff. And how I choose who I catch up on, it's whoever is next from most recent in my subscription inbox. So I've caught up on Stitcherista. I am catching up on Pam and Steph. I have caught up on Bendy Stitchy. And I think next I will be catching up on Christina of Stitch All the Things. So all the awesome people. And after Christine, I will be dedicating an entire chill out day of Friday to catching up on Amy of Amy Teville, who, by the way, runs, admins, has, whatever the appropriate term is, a Facebook group. I'm giving a big shout out here to Amy, because Amy is awesome. And she runs a Facebook group called The Stitcher's Coven, which, by the way, where'd I put him? Oh, there we go. Which, by the way, this was part of the Sal for. Witchy Jack was part of the Sal, the Horrorween TSC Sal. The Stitcher's Coven Horrorween Sal. the hashtag is Horrorween TSCSAL. So, that's what this was stitched for. I stitched this in under a week. Same with this. These were both stitched in the same week. Let us not discuss what I stitched this for. Not going to talk about it. So, yeah. Amy of Amy Tiville. Go join her Facebook group. It is full of awesome and amazing, incredible people. I have already kind of dragooned my soul sister and my sister-in-law, who I just plain call my sister because, seriously, I could not have chosen someone better suited for my brother to be my now official sister because they're married. So, go to Stitcher's Coven. Check it out. Join us. Come play, people. Come play. So, yeah, I'm catching up. Amy is special, so she needs an entire day dedicated just to her. Number. So, nobody new in Flosstube. But I do have my usual but I do have my usual YouTube recommendations. I've already spoken about Peter Hollins on here before. I love him. He's an amazing artist. But holy balls. Oh my God. I recently, during my slump, because one thing I will do when I'm in my slump is I'll listen to music. I hit the play button for something he did with Tim Faust. Tim Faust, if you did not know, is the bass man for Home Free. But his vocal range is insane. I think he went to a crossroads. I think he went to a crossroads and Frenched a demon. I'm just saying, folks. They did Greensleeves. Now, this is the first time I have ever actually heard Greensleeves as Greensleeves. When it comes to lyrics, I've heard it instrumentally, and of course, I live in the South, people. It's Jacksonville. It qualifies as the South. I live in the South, so of course, come Christmas, you've got Christmas music wall to wall everywhere. So, I have heard What Child Is This so many times, it's probably going to revolve into my next life as something I just know automatically. Which is possibly what deja vu is. Either way. So, they did Greensleeves, and this is the first time I've actually heard Greensleeves as Greensleeves. Y'all. Peter's singing is on point, as always, but Tim goes from his bass voice to, I don't know if it's a tenor or what. Like, switching from how does he do that? I don't know how he does that, but it's amazing. So, definitely go see that particular video, but when it comes to, like, an actual channel, full-on channel a new one, Madeline Bailey, people. I love her. She's adorable, first of all. Absolutely adorable. And she sings really well. Her most recent cover that I'm kind of obsessed with is Shape of You. I say most recent, that it was done last year, if I remember. Last year, a couple years ago. It's an old cover, but it's one that I recently found. And it's called Shape of You. It's the cover of Ed Sheeran's. And I've just been having that one on repeat and occasionally switching back to Galway Girl or When You Were Young, which are my current 3 favorites of hers. But I love every cover she's done. They're all amazing. She is one of those people who it's like, when she does a cover, it's a cover that I normally, actually like better than the original, which is kind of hard to do. People tend to prefer what they have heard first. Why? I don't know. I guess that's just how the human brain works. I just realized something. I forgot my Big Whip. I don't know how I did this. I'm not redoing the whole video. I will insert, or I'll be like putting text up so you do not miss this. Oh my God. I can't believe I forgot to show this off. I was about to say goodbye. And then I looked down and I went, oh snap, I forgot. Lord. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, mercy, my brain, I swear. Okay, this is my Big Whip. This is when I tried to get it done before October 1st, but it is October 2nd right now, the night of October 2nd. You are probably, if you're watching this straight out fresh the gate, you are probably watching this October 3rd. So I wanted to get this done by October 1st, but just a bunch of stuff that I had to get done beforehand. Something that's part of an exchange that I do, and a couple of other things. I just wasn't able to find the time. But it's a pattern by Remember Me. It is called it is a pattern by Birds of a Feather called Remember Me. And, oh Lord, help me. I'm using all the called for threads. Obviously not using the called for fabric because it was Birds of a Feather. Chew on my tongue for a minute, see if it gets it to behave. It was Birds of a Feather fabric. And I can't get my hands on that stuff. So I'm using Charles Craft Carolina Linen Even Weave. I'm stitching 2/2, and I don't really like stitching 2/2 on an even weave. Yeah, I don't like stitching 2/2 on an even weave or a linen. I don't like having to do the counting. So, yeah. Well, shall I show it to you? I did not manage to get this done by October 1st, but I will be definitely be getting this done by October 13th. So, here's what I've had done. Oh, yeah. Not too shabby, especially since I didn't work on this at all when I was in my slump. Did nothing on it. Then I got out of my slump and I did the trees and the houses and then the first layer of dirt. And these past couple of days I've done the skeleton and the rats and the snakes. And you note the cat that I'm working on. It's not all of the cat, but it's going to be a calico. In the pattern itself, it's a black cat, but I am making it a calico to honor the cat I lost earlier this year. I also have put in, there we go. See that little itty bitty team? I have had 2 cats in my life. The most recent one, Kit, passed away this year. I spoke about it. I still miss her. It's weird and uncomfortable, and I don't like not having an animal in the house. But before I had Kit, and I had her for a year and a half after we got Kit, but before I had Kit, I had a cat named Coco. She was a Siamese, gorgeous, amazing cat. So that little kitty right there that I put in also called back to Coco. So this is just pretty much my pet memorial piece. So, yeah. My head, I don't know where it is. So yeah, I will be like going back when I'm doing the editing, and I will be putting in a link, or I will be putting in a timestamp. This is where you can see the whip that I forgot. Jeez. Okay. So I made my YouTube recommendation for you to go listen to Madeline Bailey. Really got all my whips spoken of and shown off. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself. So I think that's it. When I call this a loony bin, I'm not joking. I'm not too far off in jokey land. Thank you for coming to spend the time with me. Please do comment. Hit the like button if you want to. Subscribe if you liked me, by all means. But do leave a comment and let me know what you liked, if you liked it. Or ask a question. If there's something you're curious about, go ahead, ask a question. So that's about it. I will hopefully, fingers crossed, talk to y'all next week. And I hope, until then, I hope life treats you kind. And I will see y'all next time. Take care, y'all. Bye.